What's up, everybody? Thanks for joining another episode of Let's Talk. And I'm Chad Landers, excited to have you along for more great conversations here with me at Blue Ridge 11 Sports. This time it's going to be a great conversation. Can't wait to hear all that was going on in this one. And if you are liking kind of what we're doing here with Let's Talk, make sure you're checking us out on YouTube. That's where everything lives. And of course, we will put it out on our social media platforms on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook. You can catch all of it there. Make sure you're liking it and subscribing, as we're really trying to grow the YouTube channel. It's getting up there pretty good, and you guys have really shown some great support. Make sure you go ahead and share that as well so it can get out to everybody in our area and beyond. We've got a good one here on Let's Talk. We're coming back at the end of this school season, and it's with a young lady that has had an incredible career all 4 years at Manheim Central and is getting set to walk off with many, many accomplishments, accolades, and great memories as a Baron. It is Maddie Knier of Manheim Central. And boy, it's been an incredible career to watch for us here at Blue Ridge 11 as we've covered her in volleyball, in basketball, and in track. And I really just wanted to sit down and have a conversation with her and pick her brain on a lot of decisions that were made, a lot of things that happened over the course of her career, and really get her stories and just get a chance to talk one-on-one with her. So that's what we did. Had a lot of fun here trying to get it all going, and hope you will have fun watching it as well. So here we go on Let's Talk, another episode as we dive in with Manheim Central senior Maddie Knier. The time has finally come to chat about everything that encircles Maddie Knier from start to finish career, freshman to senior, all the sports you play. Boy, there's just so many questions to ask you. And finally, a one-on-one where no one will be interrupting or asking their own questions. I get to find out the whole story. And just like the latest breaking news about you, you get to win the Brackbill Award for the LL. What was that like? What was that experience like? And, how did it feel to kind of take that honor as the lone girl this year and for Manheim Central?
It was an incredible honor, and the banquet was so much fun. I got to but I was reunited with a bunch of my friends from different schools who were also nominated. So that was definitely a super fun event, and what an incredible honor and surprise when my name was called as the winner. That was insane, and so much was going through my head in that moment. But it really is so incredible, and I'm so happy that it was me. But like I said, it's such an honor to be invited to that and nominated for it, let alone win it. So that was just a shock and just absolutely amazing.
Yeah, when you walk into the place, is there a thought? Is it like the Oscars when they act surprised, or how was it,
Kind of, honestly. They announced the finalists. It was kind of like, here, your nominated films. They announced the finalists, we all stood up, and then they announced the winner. And when it was me, I was just, oh my gosh, did they say the right name? Like, is this really happening? But that was really fun. And then I found out that my athletic director knew for like 2 weeks.
Wow.
Didn't tell me, didn't let anything on. So I was giving him a hard time about that.
That's a big secret to keep.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I talk to him on a daily basis.
I'm surprised they let him know that early, honestly. Yeah. All right. Is it a luncheon? Is it a dinner? How did all that work?
It was a luncheon, yeah. Okay. So I'm not sure if everybody else was like this, but the Manheim kids got excused from the whole day of school. So we were there ready to go. And then, of course, I came back to track practice that day, and only one of my coaches knew. So they were like subtly, hey, congratulations. And I didn't want to make a big deal out of it because that's just not who I am. Yeah. But it was really cool to like win that award and then go to a practice that really got me that award. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And that was before districts, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah, with track, you're just so busy. It's your final sport of your high school career, and you've just been doing so well this year. What's it been like? How's it been going for you, in your senior year? And you just are in so many events. You're doing so well at so many events. You keep going to the championships, at every level. How's it been?
It's been absolutely incredible my whole senior year, and I've just been making the most of every moment and really just soaking up my remaining time at Manheim Central, because it's truly been one of the best experiences that I've ever had and probably ever will have. So yeah, when I look back at my career, even through my freshman and COVID years and all of those crazy years back there, it's just nothing but happy memories, and I cannot be more thankful for my time at Manheim. But this senior season has definitely been so special because I know it's my last go around with, most of my sports. So it's just so special, and especially to have it at Manheim. I just love my school, my community, and everything. So it'll definitely be a huge part of who I am going forward.
Yeah, tell everybody what events you're doing, and do you actually have a favorite in there, or how's that work with you?
So I don't necessarily have a favorite, but I'm in triple jump, long jump, high jump, and javelin.
Yeah.
Those have been my main 4 events throughout my high school. I threw discus and I sprinted a little bit back in middle school, and then they quickly took me out of those events. So yeah, now I'm kind of just a jump further thrower. Really, you need me anywhere, put me anywhere, whatever kind of kid. But yeah, those are my events. I really don't have a favorite. My coaches, because it's different coaches for each event, they always try to get my favorite out of me, or like kind of like fight for the favorite position. It's really funny to watch that whole dynamic play out too.
I figured it would be one of the jumping ones, just because you do so well at those, so
Yeah.
you tend to stick with what you do well. At districts, it was second in the high jump and javelin, and then long jump third, triple jump fifth. So how was districts for you? It's a couple days. It's a big meet. I mean, there's a lot of really talented people there.
Yeah. Yeah, there's so much talent there, and it's really interesting to see how the LL League lines up with all of the district. So it's really fun when, LL kids are successful. It's fun when I'm successful too, but we'll get to that. But no, it was a really great experience, and we actually took a decently large group up this year. I know, our 4x8 made it. We had a bunch of hurdlers, some throwers go up, so it was really a fun group, and practices were definitely better than the regular season, just because it's a group that's ready to work. You know what I mean? So that was really interesting. The meet itself was just so fun. It was my, second go around, so it was a little bit less stressful and things like that. So it was just really fun to get up there and do what I know how to do.
Was it hot? I know when I used to cover it was always that weekend there was a potential for like really hot.
It was, yeah.
Okay.
But at least it didn't rain, so that was that we were very thankful for that.
Okay, I do think the girls maybe potentially got like 6th or something in the rankings. So, you said you had a decent crew there. It sounded like you all performed really well. And so all 4 events you're doing in states?
Yep.
How do you feel about that?
I'm nervous a little bit, but it'll be fun. Like I said, this is my first year going with 4 events, so it'll definitely be hectic, and 2 of them are at the same time, but I'm used to that. So I'll just run back and forth and see what happens. But yeah, I'm really excited to see how I match up with, the best talent in the state.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. And you've been doing it in all your sports, so I'm sure it's like nothing crazy new to you, but it'd still be a challenge. I mean, there are a lot of great athletes in this state, and it's cool that you're able to do that. And it kind of brings us into your college decision. When you decided to go to the University of Pennsylvania and then do it for track, I think it caught a lot of people off guard, including myself, because we just figured you were going for basketball, right? So why did you pick track? Like, why did track get it over everything else? I'm sure we would all love to hear the actual reasoning behind that.
So I think it's safe to say that volleyball and my mascotting career was off the table. I wasn't going to pursue those in college. But yeah, so I love basketball and track so much. It really just came down to what school was the best fit for me, what coaches did I mesh with the best, and things like that. And when Penn came knocking at my door, it was just an instant connection. I love the campus. It was an incredible experience. So everything just clicked. I had all my ducks in a row, so I committed kind of early, to be honest, and I haven't looked back.
When did you mean, like, committed kind of behind the scenes?
Yeah,
because we didn't find out for quite some time.
Well, part of the reason was because it wasn't for basketball. Right. And by the time everything was official and I was accepted into the school, it was in the middle of basketball season, and I couldn't, drop this bomb on people, and then I didn't want everybody to think, oh, she doesn't care about basketball, like it's on the back burner, because that's not true at all. I care about all my sports, and I just want our teams to do well and everything like that. So that's kind of the whole reasoning behind why I didn't announce it right away. But yeah, Penn was an easy decision for the school, but the sport was definitely one of the hardest decisions that I've had to make.
Now, we talked to you preseason basketball at the LL Media Days. Did you know it was Penn then?
Ooh, when was that media day?
I want
I
to say like
think
November, beginning of December, somewhere in there. Yeah.
I got
Thanksgiving weekend.
accepted in mid-December, so not
Oh,
officially,
okay.
no.
Okay. So
So
you
yeah,
were
everything
okay.
there when I said that it was going to be announced and I was still unsure, that was all the truth.
Okay.
Don't worry.
Are you waiting to the end of the season? Are you going to do it in season? How's it going for you?
I think I'll wait till the end of the season. We're trying to keep that decision pretty close to the hip right now, but
Most of us assume it's basketball. Would that be accurate, or are we keeping that close?
you'll see.
Okay. Well, we're always putting pieces together of the puzzle, and what do they know? When do they know? When do these kids make these huge decisions? And everybody handles it differently. So, that's all part of your story and your journey. When did you physically get to Penn in relation to your senior year?
So I think they reached out to me early August, and then my visit was late August. It was their move-in day, so there were like bands walking around campus and things like that. So of course I was making jokes saying that the band was there for me and everything like that. So yeah, it all kind of happened in August. We kept talking and things just played out really well for me. Got accepted mid-December. And it was really hard. Like my immediate family knew that I was accepted. And my mom, because she's crazy, made these cakes. And one was, congratulations, you've been accepted to Penn, blah, blah, blah. The other one was, you're too good for Penn. So that was like her whole joke, with college acceptance and things like that. So it was a really fun experience for all of us to go through. And then, of course, when I shared it, it was just so much joy all over again.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's a cool choice. What if it was basketball? Was there anything closer to home for you, or how did that go? I mean, was basketball ever in the lead?
Yeah, it definitely was. So I was being heavily recruited for basketball and track. There were some offers for volleyball, but I didn't really want to play volleyball, so I kind of nipped those in the bud. But yeah, basketball and track were definitely neck and neck for a while. So it really just came down to the connections that I made with coaches and the campuses, of course, because I love the sports both so much.
Yeah.
So it was really difficult to make that choice. But yeah, basketball, there were a lot of schools coming after me. I wouldn't say they were closer than Penn, but definitely like East Coast range around here, could come
Yeah.
home on the weekends type of thing.
Was it like Division 2, Division 1? Where like can we get a feel at all?
Yeah, mostly Division 1.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Very cool. All right. So
Yeah.
I thought I read something that you honestly considered one or more of the military schools to potentially enroll at too, which means Army, whatever. Is that true?
That is true. Yeah. So I was seriously talking to Army, West Point, and Air Force. Those were definitely two candidates that I loved. The coaches were awesome. I went up to West Point. I never made it to Colorado, unfortunately, even though I know that campus is gorgeous.
It is.
But yeah, I made it up to West Point, and they gave me the VIP package. I mean, the campus was beautiful. They gave me a full campus tour. We went to the football game. It was West Point and Villanova, actually, and I got to sit in the student section, so that was crazy, but it was super fun. But yeah, that was definitely an awesome experience.
I can only imagine you in the Army as focused and as kind of dedicated as you are to the sports you play, that would also, parlay very nicely into being in the Army. I mean, it would have been amazing to see you be an athlete at West Point and all of that. So, it's just something cool to think about, what if for you.
It definitely is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. That's amazing. For Penn, for track, you decided to go with heptathlon.
Mm-hmm.
Can you explain to everybody kind of watching what that is and maybe what you'll be doing and what events you feel like you might excel at the most there?
Okay, so it's the 800, the 200, 100 hurdles, long jump, high jump, shot put, and jav. So they kind of came after me with the mindset of, we know what you can do, and we know you're an athlete, but we don't know what you can't do yet. So they're kind of going out on a limb, I guess, in a way, kind of trusting me because they know I'm athletic and things like that. So they're going to kind of morph me into a heptathlete. So yeah, that's going to be really interesting. I think I'm going to excel at the events that I do right now just because I've been doing them for so long. And then with different coaches who have just like different phrases or different, types of backgrounds with those events, something might click and maybe it'll get better. Who really knows? Maybe I'll be a great hurdler. I have no idea, but we will see.
Is there one event that you're really nervous that you have to compete at? Is there one that's going to be your weakness?
The 800.
Oh,
Yeah, that's at Manheim, I am known as the non-runner, the not distance, no endurance. Like that's me.
okay.
So I'm a little nervous for that, but I'm excited.
Yeah.
It's
Well,
great.
as a former 800 runner in middle school, I would just say use your long legs and your long stride.
All right.
You know, because us tall people can at least rely on that. You know, and yeah, it's gonna be cool. I'll have to check in on how all that's going because not everybody does that. You know, like people can run the 100, they can, you know, throw something or jump something, but you're kind of doing a mix of everything, which you know is really cool. So
it'll be interesting. So I think the way it'll work is I'll do the full heptathlon like rarely, to be honest, and then I'll just work on like individual events with the rest of the meet. So it's going to be really interesting to see what events those are, if they're the ones that I'm, you know, weaker in or the ones I'm stronger in. So it'll be really interesting to see how everything plays out.
Cool. All right. Well, how about you know, some of the pressure, you know, picking colleges and all of that, and while playing the sports, how did you balance that? Because I know it seemed like it was stressful when we talked for basketball preseason, but just even for like the past 2 years, was it a stressful thing for you?
Absolutely. It was. And of course, you know, getting phone calls from colleges is a huge compliment and everything like that, but it was stressful because they have to get to know you over the phone, and it was just so difficult with COVID because, you know, visits were kind of rare and things like that. You know, exposure tournaments, there weren't necessarily lines and lines of coaches there watching, so it was definitely very difficult. And fielding these phone calls while I'm in a sport because I care so much about my sport and my academics at school, it was just really hard to balance everything and try my best to be on the phone impressing a coach that like wants me to play for them. So it was definitely really stressful. And I think a lot of athletes will agree with me that it was stressful, but not every athlete's in a sport, you know, constantly doing hours of homework and then having these phone calls back to back to back. And it's just tiresome at some point. But once I found the right fit, it was great. And then
I mean, I guess once you like narrowed it down to one or two, you didn't have to talk to a ton, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, then because I waited to announce it so long, I had people contacting me throughout like my basketball season this year. I'm like, I'm already committed. Sorry. Like,
that's tough. I mean, you know, until you physically announce it and sign. When did you sign, by the way?
Well, we signed like late April, like through Manheim and everything like that. So that was our signing day ritual.
But was the thing already kind of signed behind the scenes on signing day?
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
It was pretty set in stone at that point.
Yeah.
But
again,
that was like the public.
Yeah, with not being public, you know, everybody still thinks it's an open recruitment kind of thing. So, you know, I could see how you'd be getting bothered. Basketball season was just phenomenal for you. And, you know, getting to watch you go through that and the milestones approaching and all of that and being around, it was just such a special time from the outside looking in. How was it for you from start of season to end of season? You know, were there ups and downs? Were there times you liked it more than others? You know, how was it?
So during the season, I'd say there were definitely ups and downs, but you're going to have that with any team. But I realized how much I missed school basketball because club is just, I liked it in its own way, but you just can't replicate good old high school basketball. So playing for Manheim and under Coach Smith and with incredible teammates was such a huge honor. And throughout the season, I just kept thinking, oh, I still have, you know, 4 months. I still have 3 months. And then all of a sudden it was like, I only have 1 day, you know? So it was bittersweet in a sense, just because it was my last season. I love the sport, but it was the last time I'd ever, you know, touch a ball. So yeah, I'm honestly starting to get choked up. Like it's still getting to me.
Well, what was your last game? When was it finally over?
I think,
was it in States?
2 weeks into March.
Yeah, it was in States, right? It was you went out west.
Yeah.
And you
Oakland Catholic took us out.
I mean, they're a good team. You can't be upset about it.
Oh, yeah. They're very good team.
So
Yeah.
you had that long trip out, you played the tough game, and then you have the trip home. Was it then when it started to set in? Was it later, a couple of days, weeks later? How was that?
It was definitely the ride home. I think we were all kind of a mess on the bus ride home. But at that point, again, people still didn't know that that was my last game ever. So it was like, oh wow, she's upset just because, her high school career is over. It's a little more than that. But, it's all good. So it was definitely a special time. And I'm honestly kind of thankful for that long bus ride because it gave us more time to spend with the team, with the coaches. Like the final hurrah was well spent.
Yeah.
So that was really sweet.
That's so appropriate. I love that you guys got to have that. And again, the incredible season. And of course you're chasing, that scoring record, not only at Manheim, a boys record and a girls record. And then also, seeing how far you can go up the league ranking as well. How did you handle that? Because I know we focused a lot of spotlight on that, and that can be tough for you, for people around you. The media is always talking about it. How did that affect you? Or did it not affect you in your performance, I guess?
So it was definitely always a goal of mine from probably last year, to be honest. I've always wanted to reach 2,000 because it's really incredible to get there. So yeah, I made that known that it was one of my goals. So I think the pressure was kind of there, but I went through that with earning or getting to 1,000 points. So I dealt with it better this time around, I think. It really just motivated me more rather than focusing on, I need to score points. It was more like let's win the game. That'll come later. My personal goals were on the back burner, 100%. I just wanted to win games. And we did that most of the time.
Yeah.
So I'd say that's a successful season.
Yeah, really good season. I mean, you guys won the section. You were in the league playoffs. You were in districts, went, pretty far in districts, even made, I mean, I don't think there's any place you can look and say that you weren't successful and didn't win a bunch of games. It was a great season. And you had a bunch of seniors there that you've been, I'm assuming, playing with at least since freshman year. Had you played with Kaylee and Abby, previous from when you guys all got to high school together?
So I played with them once or twice in middle school and things like that.
Okay.
Like sometimes I was bumped up and things like that. So it got a little messy, but I have played with them for a couple years in middle school. And then, we had all 4 years together in high school.
It must have been cool because, we know where the program was when you guys showed up. And now we see, the seasons you've been having. I think this year you may have set the program record or at least tied the record for most wins in a season. So, I mean, that's a long way to come for Manheim Central Lady Barons.
That is, coming from watching, 4 and 18 teams. I think my grade and, the program that we've built, the culture that we've built has definitely flipped the expectation for Manheim Central girls basketball. And that's a huge accomplishment in itself, something that I'm really proud of. So I think we really made a splash this year, I guess. Like the excitement levels are up. We have probably like a record turnout for our summer camp this year, which is just incredible because people are excited about Manheim Central girls basketball now. And I don't think you could have said that 3 or 4 years ago.
There were some number issues. I mean, there was a JV season canceled, one of the years. So, those are the facts. But yeah, it's nice to see that. And that's how you kind of keep the program going. You got to get the bodies in and the talent in behind so that when talented seniors like yourself and Abby and Kaylee move on, that there's got to be people to pick up the slack behind that. Right. So
definitely.
I'm glad to see that. And, we'll be excited to see what happens moving forward. As soon as whenever you guys get into this nice new high school that, is taking forever.
They have half of it open right now, so half of it's super nice. It's all air conditioned, and then half of it's still a construction zone. So there's caution tape hanging from the walls and the ceiling. It's crazy over there, but it will be nice when it's all finished.
Perfect. We can't wait to return and actually do a game inside of it.
Yeah.
All right. So when you look back freshman year to senior year, how are you able to kind of put that into words? You come in as this lowly little freshman trying to make her mark, and now you leave as a senior, one of the most accomplished Lady Barons that they've had there in quite some time. How are you able to kind of put those into thoughts and words and be proud of that?
I'm just so thankful for my time at Manheim Central and everything that we've been able to do, the expectations that we've set, and the excitement that we've brought to programs that didn't have that excitement before. So it's really just a huge honor to kind of turn the tables a little bit and get people excited and really bring the energy. I mean, I did that in the mascot suit. Definitely brought the energy there.
Where
But
did that
on the
come
court,
from? One of my favorite moments is finding out that you were the mascot. Where did that come from?
so yeah, the summer of my sophomore year, Derb reached out and asked me if I wanted to do it. Probably, thought I'm energetic, I really like sports, something like that. So I told him I'll think about it. A week later, we get an email. Hey, please welcome your new mascot, Maddie Knier. Derb, I didn't answer you, but okay, I'll do it now. So I kind of got roped into it, but then I ended up really, really liking it just because you rally the community so well. And I never knew how many people look to the mascot for entertainment. I just never knew that. And the little kids that come and like try to mess with you and things like that, it's just really so fun doing it.
Yeah. Okay. And did people know that it was you, or was it a well-kept secret, or?
It was supposed to be a secret, and then it got announced at one of our spirit nights. So basically the whole student body knew, the parents of all of those students knew. So I was like, great. But then it ended up being a blessing in disguise, honestly, because I was able to kind of talk to people and they all knew it was me. So I could, mess with people, I guess. And they all knew it was like lighthearted and fun spirited. So it was actually really cool that people knew it was me.
All right. That's just a cool little like extra thing on your high school years,
Yeah. Yeah.
The person she's all state volleyball, all state basketball, all state in track, and then also is the mascot, had time for that somehow.
Yeah, somehow fit it in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely something not a lot of people can say about their high school days.
No. Was it hot in there? Or, they always say mascots are hot. Okay. Yeah.
So hot. And then even in the winter when it was like 30 degrees, still hot. Still hot.
Oh, that's so cool. Well, good for you. That's another cool experience. Put it on the resume.
Yep.
What about favorite moments from your career? Is there, can you go sport by sport and have a favorite moment?
Oh my goodness. There's so many. They're probably all going to rally around the final moments, the final plays, even though in volleyball it was probably at, playing Greencastle. Even though we lost, it was still a great team adventure up there, and we really just came together at the end. Even though it didn't turn out the way we wanted it to, we came so close, we fought so hard, and it was just kind of a happy celebration of the whole season rather than that game in general. So that was really cool. Basketball, the whole thing, that is my favorite memory, the entire thing, because I wouldn't change a single moment of it. Yeah, I went through a lot of adversity. Yeah, our team struggled at times, but it was just all part of the journey, and I wouldn't trade a single second of it. Track, still going, so I don't know. There's so much with track, and this year I think I've definitely gotten a lot closer to my coaches. I definitely annoy them a lot more at practice this year, so that's kind of fun. But yeah, they're definitely going to be thankful to see the last of me.
You've accomplished.
I'm just kidding, but
so much at track. I can't imagine, that even no matter what you do at states, you have just accomplished so much. So it's like right now, it just feels like it's icing on top of the cake to me.
Yeah.
I know you want to go out there and perform the best. What's the best finish you've had in states, by the way?
I missed the podium in 2 events. One was I missed it by a lot. Last year I missed the high jump podium on misses. So like my height was the same and everything. I just missed one more time. So I was 9th, unfortunately. And then Maggie Spore and I were 6 and 7. I was 7th place last year in javelin. So,
okay.
We're looking to up that a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are you gonna try and inch a little bit higher on the podium this year for that?
Oh yeah, it's gonna be fun.
All right. I guess we would all assume you're a great jumper because you're a basketball player. Does it translate that way for the high jump and the triple jump and the long jump?
Yeah, kind of. Definitely for high jump. My coaches have kind of adopted the whole basketball mindset thing. So going up for high jump, she's like, just do a layup. Come on, just do a right-handed layup. So yeah, I think they've kind of all used the basketball terminology. So that's really fun and interesting at times.
All right. Well, days away from ending and when is graduation, by the way?
June 8th.
June 8th. Okay. So you still have a little time there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All
Have
right.
some time to soak it all in.
It has been so much fun to cover everything that you've been up to. We still talk about some of the basketball broadcasters when you jumped onto the scene as a freshman. And I think one of your first games you had like 30 some points or something, or 20 something. And we were like, whoa, I didn't know this was coming down the pipe.
Who's
So
this scrawny Knier kid?
yeah,
Who's that?
honestly, I'm not plugged into below ninth grade. So
Mhm.
I had no clue you were coming through the program, and that's probably on me. But once you showed up, me and the broadcaster was like, wow, we have 4 years of this. It's going to be so much fun. So we can't thank you enough for all the entertainment and excitement you guys provided over there. And
Are
hey,
you
all
kidding
I
me
can say
though?
is good
Thank
luck.
you guys. Thank you
Yeah.
guys for following along, and you guys have been my biggest supporters throughout this whole journey, and I can't thank you all enough.
Yeah, I guess it's been mutual. It's been fun. We just love it when kids really rise to the top, and for you in Manheim, yep, right at the top there for quite some time. All righty. Well, good luck in college. Good luck with everything there. Try and enjoy your summer.
I'll try.
Yeah, and thank you so much for talking. And again, it's just been an absolute pleasure to follow everything all these 4 years.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It's been awesome to do this, and I'm sure I won't be hearing the last from you, so it'll be great. And you won't be hearing the last from me either, so this is going to be fun. The last, 2-3 weeks of Manheim Central Maddie Knier.
I hope, yeah, I really do hope you can enjoy it. And yes, I don't typically follow college as much as I do high school because I'm really diving into high school, but I cannot wait to see what this heptathlon thing looks like for you, and just what Penn. I mean, Penn's it's gonna be hard, You're not getting into a community college over there. I mean, this thing is serious. So excited for that.
It's gonna be great.
Thanks for talking, and yeah, I'll see you down the line, and of course, good luck. And I guess now we'll just have the memories to look back on here.
Yeah.
All right, we'll see ya.
All right, thank you so much.
You're welcome. Hope you enjoyed that conversation with Maddie Knier. I know I sure did. It's always great sitting down with some of our elite athletes, not only in season, but as their careers are wrapping up, get their thoughts on everything that went on. Of course, with Maddie Knier, 3 sport athletes. So it was fall with girls volleyball, then it was winter and basketball, and then in the spring it was track, which we didn't always get out to track meets, but it was always great following along, seeing how Maddie was doing. And we wrapped it all up there for you in one as she's getting ready to head out for college and on to the next level. And you heard all of that, and we're expecting nothing but the best out of her. And hopefully she'll have fun at the University of Penn. All right, that'll do it for another episode of Let's Talk. If you're enjoying watching these and following along, make sure you're heading over to our YouTube channel, Blue Ridge 11 Sports. That's where a lot of our episodes for Let's Talk live, and all of our post-game highlights and other things that we are doing, from sports talk or interviews, and just everything lives over there on our YouTube channel. We're trying to grow that as much as we can. You guys have already kind of gravitated towards that, but feel free to share it and show it to other people as well. And yeah, stay tuned to our social media platforms. That's where we share a lot of the other stuff, whether it's Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, all of that. You can head over there and keep up to date with what's going to air on the channel and what has already aired. And I just can't thank you guys enough for following along with us all year long, whether it was fall, winter, spring. We felt like we had a great season and a great year, and hopefully you guys felt the same way as we're getting ready to wrap up and head off into the summer, which is Lancaster Barnstormer time, and that means we'll be over at Clipper Magazine Stadium. For tune in for that and get ready for the fall season after the summer ends. In August, we'll be back with more fall sports and more live high school coverage. That'll do it for this episode of Let's Talk. Hope you enjoyed that. Thanks for following along. I'm Chad Landers, and we'll catch you next time right here on Blue Ridge 11 YouTube channel as we have more live sports coming your way. We'll see you next time.